and welcome to On Cheltenham. I am Cindy Goldberg, your host, and this episode begins our 12th season. On this show, we get to highlight just a few of the many educators who work tirelessly to bring their best to the students of Cheltenham each day. This show is filmed by our own Cheltenham High School students at our own studios with a dedicated teacher behind the scenes. At Myers Elementary School, first grade teachers Andrea Clipsham, Beth Smith, and Nancy Batchelor celebrated 50s Day on the 50th day of school with their students. They dressed in poodle skirts and bobby socks, and they drank and wrote about how to make root beer floats. They listened to the music of the decade and had so much fun that the children hardly knew they were learning. At all 7 of our schools, September 13th marked Character Day. People from 150 countries participated in this day by viewing films, reading books, and discussing how character impacts our lives. In classrooms all over the Cheltenham School District, students and staff worked on their good character. Cedarbrook teacher Brendan Hurren gave his students the VIA Strengths Test, and they got to use their strengths to create goals for their year. 4th grade Glenside teachers Stacy Epstein and Dana Harbison taught their students how to find happiness after they highlighted their own reasons for being happy at a recent teacher workshop. Our first guests are 2nd grade teachers at Wyncote Elementary School who introduced a special project that's making a lot of difference in their classes, their school, and beyond. Welcome to Eye on Cheltenham, Molly Brookerson and Jen Ward. Molly, how long have you been a teacher in the district?
I've been teaching 19 years.
Wow, and how about you, Jen?
I've been teaching 20 years and I'm also an alum.
You're an alum, so you went to Cheltenham.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. So what are Kindness Rocks?
Kindness Rocks are rocks that are painted and decorated, and it spreads kindness and has positive messages written on it.
And Jen, where did the idea come from?
So this summer a Kindness Rocks group started in my own community, and my kids really got into it. We had rock painting parties at my house, and we would go out and hunt for different kindness rocks and try to find them. And my kids just really had a great time with it this summer.
And so you brought it to Cheltenham, Molly?
Yeah, so Jen and I started the school year thinking about what we could do to make a difference in the community, and we decided to go ahead and start this within our own classrooms.
And it's pretty amazing. I mean, everywhere I go, I see these rocks. I see them at the administration building. I see them at other schools. How are they spreading?
So it started within our classrooms. We had each of our students paint and write a kind message on 2 rocks, and then they took it to their homes and hid the rocks within the community.
Oh. And I know there's a little message on the back. What does the message say?
So there's labels that if people want to make them at home, you can print out the labels, and it just says, if you find this rock, you can take a picture of it and post it on our Facebook page. We have a Facebook
and
page.
you have a Facebook page. How did you do that?
So we set up the Facebook page for Kindness Rocks at Wyncote, and people take pictures of where they find them or them hiding them, and then you're able to, some people are able to track their rocks and they get excited.
That's amazing. It's amazing. And do you think, Molly, that this is actually spreading kindness?
Yes, I do. And we spend a lot of time in our classrooms checking the Facebook page with our students, so they are so thrilled when they see their rocks posted on the site, and we really feel good about the kindness we're spreading.
It's amazing. And could teachers in other schools do this and get your stickers and then spread this around? This could be like a global phenomenon. I know, this would be amazing.
Our labels are on our Facebook page.
Oh, okay, that's great. So you are both fantastic teachers. I just have to say, it has been years of me trying to get you on the show, so you're also very humble teachers. Thank you so much for being here and spreading kindness. There's a little restaurant in Wyncote that would like you to come and go out to lunch and celebrate being kind and being amazing teachers. So thank you so much. It's called Joey Tate's. And have lunch, have fun, and thanks for being here.
Thanks so much.
Thank
Libby.
you.
The hardworking secretaries in our district enjoyed learning to play the drums with Elkins Park music teacher John Moran during their October professional development that focused on mindful relationships. John was a special guest who got everyone to use rhythm to enjoy relationship building. The Cheltenham High School's 5th annual Student versus Faculty basketball game was held on an October Friday at the high school. Everyone had a great time. Cedar Brook's production of 12 Angry Jurors was an overwhelming hit. The students were professional and mature as they tackled a sophisticated piece of theater. With teachers Robin Rosenberg, Noah Malitz, Karen Shaffrin, and Jamie Osea, the students had the support they needed for this strong presentation. Audiences were wowed by the acting and exceptional depth of characterization by the students. And even though Cedar Brook hasn't had their own theater for quite some time, their performing arts program is alive and thriving. Our second guest is an extraordinary person, educator, musician, and positive psychology practitioner, Cheltenham High School music teacher Jenny Hutton. Hi, Jenny. Welcome back to Eye on Cheltenham.
Thanks for having me.
You know, you work with our students, you bring out the best in them. It's extraordinary. And now what you're doing with your select choir is amazing. So tell me how, I know that you're helping people in Puerto Rico. How did the story begin?
Well, in February of 2016, 47 of our students did a performance tour to Puerto Rico. It's a great opportunity for performing groups to go to different places and share their music, and we had just an unbelievable time. We spent time in San Juan and also in Ponce, which is the second largest city in Puerto Rico. That's where we had an exchange with the students of Ponce High School. They fed us dinner. Their parents and faculty members cooked us this wonderful meal. We had this joint concert. They sang for us, we sang for them.
So they were the choir there, and you were the choir, and you got together.
Exactly. And so we had this great connection with them. And so when we found out, about the devastation in Puerto Rico after the hurricane, we thought of them. We have several students who have graduated, but many students who are still here who were on that trip. And so we thought about what we could do to help.
And was their school affected?
It certainly was, yeah. The whole island was without electricity for so long and internet for so long, and water. Basic food and water and clothing, and many of their students' homes were destroyed as well. So.
And you made an amazing video of this song, Requiem. Mm-hmm. How did you choose that song?
I had known that song before. It was written in 2004 for the victims of the tsunami that was in the Indian Ocean. And then it was turned into a choral arrangement. So I'd known of it as a choral song, and when this all happened, I thought, well, this is the message that we need to send, and this is how we can reach out to our friends in Puerto Rico through music.
And every time I say it, I get chills because it's powerful. It's really powerful. So are you doing anything for them through this song?
Yes. So we sent the video to Victor Quiles, is the choir director at Ponce High School. We sent that to him to have him share it with his students. And then we used it as a springboard for fundraising. So we've been collecting donations to send, and we just sent off a check for $1,500 to Ponce High School that they'll use for those basic supplies and to help rebuild homes.
Now, I know people can get to the video on our school district website. What if people watching want to donate? What could they do?
The URL that they can go to is bit.ly/prreliefchs.
Okay, and we'll put that up on the screen so people can see that.
Absolutely, yeah. And we're going to be taking donations throughout the whole year.
That's wonderful.
Every concert we do, we will dedicate one song to Ponce High School and the victims of the hurricane, and keep collecting throughout the year to help out.
That is amazing. And it's not surprising because you're the amazing person that you are. It's another wonderful thing.
Well, thank you. And our students have done it. They really put their heart and soul into that performance and connecting to the text and reaching out to the people who they're speaking to. So they're amazing.
Well, Jenny Hutton, thank you so much for all you do for Cheltenham, for our students, for our faculty, for all of us, for our community.
My pleasure. Thank you.
And I'm so glad you're here. And I just want to tell you that to go to this place called Dovetail Artisans. It is in Glenside. To get yourself a gift on them because of the great teacher you are. They want to celebrate you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, so enjoy.
All right, we'll do.
Annual book character parade was choreographed by librarian Christine Williams. Children dressed up as their favorite characters and paraded outside on a beautiful autumn day. At Cheltenham High School, teacher Eileen Burzes celebrated with the National Spanish Honor Society during their annual Day of the Dead party with crafts and games, Via el Dia de los Muertos. At Cheltenham Elementary School, music teacher Michelle Fella Pribolowski is working with her students on an exploration with Sogo Korean drums. Stay tuned as they create choreography and ultimately perform in costume. Wincote's positive psychology teacher leaders, Bridget Ryan and Karen Good, helped their staff sign up for the Greater Good 10-Day Gratitude Challenge. Studies show that expressing gratitude improves emotional and physical health, and it can strengthen relationships and communities. Many teachers and staff in other Cheltenham buildings also took the Gratitude Challenge. Our next guest is Cheltenham High School teacher and English Department Chair, Keziah Latour. Ms. Latour goes above and beyond every day with her students and colleagues. Today I invited Keziah here to discuss one of her very successful projects, Freshman Seminar. Welcome back to Eye on Cheltenham, Keziah.
Thank you for having me.
It's always a pleasure. You're such a force at the high school, but I know that Freshman Seminar is something that you started. So can you remind me a little bit about it?
Sure. The Freshman Seminar is an actual course that meets every other day during ninth period. And the course is designed to really provide students or incoming freshmen with skills, strategies, and tools to navigate the high school life successfully. So we target a lot of academic skills, but also the social and emotional piece.
Well, I was really fortunate at the beginning of the year because I got to be a guest of Freshman Seminar. And what I noticed was that you're an amazing teacher.
Thank you. Thank you.
There's a lot to do in a classroom, and you are just a dynamo.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Tell me about some of the other seminars that the kids take part in.
Well, we're so lucky that we have a group of teachers and guest speakers who are willing to come in and work with our students. So some of our seminars will focus on health and wellness, we'll focus on social and emotional aspect, but also college and career readiness. It's nice that we're able to work with Leslie Jones, who's a district attorney. She comes in frequently with our students to talk about social justice issues,
Wow.
to prepare them for youth court during their sophomore year. But it's a gamut of different opportunities and different individuals that come in, pretty much talking about relevant issues that our students are dealing with or confronting themselves with, or that they're interested in. So we really want to personalize their learning and education, so the seminars are equipped to do that.
Great. And how do you get these people?
We reach out. Definitely, I talk to individuals. There's a lot of networking going on. I want my students to network, so I model what that looks like. And it's the connections and it's the community that helps to work with our students and build their success.
And so after they're freshmen, they go on to be sophomores.
Yes.
Is there an extension to this?
Well, there's a cry for an extension to this. The way we're working it this year is that the freshman seminar students of the past are currently sophomores in a homeroom together.
Okay.
And they're actually going to serve as mentors for our current freshman seminar students.
Wow, that's a great idea.
But I also check in with them too. So I want to know that they're doing well academically. I can clearly see many of them are doing well in our community. They're involved. And because they're doing so well academically and socially, I want them to come in and talk about that process and what they went through with our current students. They're proximal, and so they're going to listen to them.
Right. And being a freshman can be a little scary.
Oh, absolutely.
What a wonderful idea. It's like college at Cheltenham High School.
Yes, it is. And I just want to share the online consultation email address with everyone. It's CHS Panther WC at cheltenham.org.
And you know what? We'll make sure we put it on the screen so
Thank
people
you.
can see it, and that would be great. And I hope a lot of students use it. I just have to thank you for coming back. You make a huge difference in our school community. It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
To be able to work with you.
Thank you.
And there is a place called Bella's Pizza that would like you to come and have lunch in Jenkintown to celebrate who you are.
Oh, I love it. Pizza's my favorite.
Oh, good. Thank you, Kazai. It's always great to see you.
Thank you. Same here.
Mindfulness is becoming a part of the Cheltenham School District as it is introduced into many elementary school classrooms. One definition of mindfulness is focusing on one thing at a time with kindness. Children are learning that they can use their breath as a tool to focus and feel calm. And with stress and distractions on the rise, we can all take a moment for ourselves. Look out for our Mindfulness Positive Psychology website, which will be launched very soon. Mrs. Risner's 4th grade class at Glenside has been studying immigration in social studies. After learning about European immigration, students were asked to create a suitcase that captures life as an immigrant. Each child was given a country in Europe to immigrate from. They went through various simulations and conducted research to find out why people would come from their country and endure the hardships of the journey to America. Once they made it through Ellis Island, they were asked to explore what life was like where everyone speaks a different language than you. All of this information was included in their suitcase, which they shared with peers, family members, and the school community. Mr. Joseph Lennon has introduced a new course to our high school students. Foundations of Engineering is a class featuring opportunities to experience structural engineering. Mr. Lennon's students are currently constructing a full-scale model house in their lab. Special congratulations to Dr. Meredith Gapsis, who is a Student Achievement Lead Teacher and Testing Coordinator at Cheltenham High School, for defending her dissertation entitled Teachers' Knowledge, Use and Opinions of Online Resource Centers for Evidence-Based Practices for Students with Learning Disabilities. Congratulations, Dr. Gapsis. Project-based learning is an initiative that Cheltenham School District is very proud of. We've begun with a cohort of students who spend much of their day in a beautiful space designed for project-based learning. Our next two guests are part of the project-based learning team, teacher Patrick Fleury and student Evan Vasali. Patrick, what is project-based learning?
Project-based learning is turning our new wave of learners into makers and inventors. So it's matching content, student interests, and communal and national needs. So what we try to do is have the students kind of own the content. So we present them, we allow them to empathize, we use the Stanford design model. So it's empathize,
Wow. Okay.
define, ideate, prototype, test and reflect.
It sounds complicated.
Not really. It is more, I mean, it can be in certain areas, but it's more directly aligned with just getting information and finding out where the issues are and where their interests are that they can help push forward either a new idea or message
So
or
what makes
solution.
what makes it different from traditional learning?
Traditional learning is great, as is project-based learning. I think the difference in project-based learning is we use alignment with the standards, but more so we're looking for the understanding of the student. So in the traditional educational classroom, they use more summative assessments, where in ours is more formative assessments. We focus more on the process.
So
of
Evan,
implementing.
you've been in this for 3 months now. What do you think?
I think it's very fun, and I get to do a lot of things with people, and yeah.
Do you think it's different than what you did last year before project-based learning?
Well, yeah, very different. It's definitely a different environment, and the learning we had to do is much more different. We had to put more work in, but it's also like more hands-on.
That's great.
So to me, it's a little easier because of the hands-on, because I do a little better with hands-on.
So it really meets your needs. That's awesome. So Patrick, you've taught both ways. You've taught traditionally for years. And so what made you want to do this?
It was presented to me through a colleague and mentor who had a little bit of information on just that it was coming. It was something that, for the interview process was very interesting. It was very specific. But it was something that, for me, it was just something that I wanted to try. It was closely aligned with the values that I felt like education is now, and what the direction of more personalized learning, what it will be in the future. So it just gave me an opportunity to try to meet the trend early. So
Do you like it better?
I love it.
Do you love it?
I do love it.
And I was in there, and I was a guest, and I
true.
was with 65 of you, and
That's
I
true,
thought, wow,
65.
that's an amazing management issue.
It's an adjustment. It's more aligned into more of like a college type of setting.
Awesome. But before we run out of time, I really have to ask you about the setting.
Okay.
That setting, the space is amazing.
It is. We're thankful. Central
wow.
Admin did they bet big on, I don't have the number, but I can, if you look at it, you can tell that they bet pretty big.
And do you use the whole space?
We do. It's a 3 classroom, it's like a trifold.
Well, I am so excited that you came here because I had you as a second grader, and you're such a grown-up man now. And I love hearing about project-based learning. I hope you can both come back and tell us more as this progresses. So Patrick, thank you so much for taking the time to come here.
And thank you for having us.
Yes, and I just want you to know that Joey Tate's, a local business, wants you to come and have lunch and celebrate being the amazing educator that you are.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you, Evan. I would like to welcome our newest TV production teacher, Craig Carcappa, who is working behind the scenes with our students to film, edit, produce, direct, and air this show. Thanks for spending this time with me and just a few of our incredible teachers. I am Cindy Goldberg, wishing you a great day in Cheltenham.